As we're talking about the fruit of the Spirit, and as the first one is love, I could really only do it here, couldn't I? Do you remember these cartoons? And I really did find this one. Happy New 2020. Who knew? Listen to this. Love. Indescribable, unfathomable, incomparable, irresistible, inexplicable, incandescent, inexhaustible, incomprehensible. Love. Impossible to put in a box, yet every being with a heart or soul has that box which only love can fill. Large or small, round or square, no two boxes the same. All I know is love, incomplete without it. Those Love Is cartoons, so cute. Yet the truth is that it's harder right now to show love. When we do venture outside, very often we're wearing masks. We're not to hug anyone, not to come too close. It's harder to reach out and help people. And during this time of pandemic, as the death toll has passed 100,000, we've had to make drastic sacrifices, some people, to show that we love people. Sacrificing Christmas, sacrificing visits to people who may be very ill in hospital or care homes, sacrificing human contact in order for people to be kept safe. And so we have to get creative if we want to show love, and we have to really be intentional about it and think about it. Think about who's alone. Think about who needs a card, who needs a handwritten letter, who needs a photograph, who needs a Zoom call, who needs a little cartoon to remind them just that they're being thought about. The Bible tells us that God is love. Listen to that poem again and think about it not as human love, but about the love of God. Unfathomable, incomprehensible, incandescent. Think about that hole in the human heart that only the love of God can fill, incomplete without it. That we as Christians, as the church, are called to love God, love our neighbour, and love ourselves. And even those things can be harder during this time. It can be harder to hold on to the truth that God loves us. Our world has shrunk again. And we miss human beings, and we miss that sense of community. But God is present and God is here. The trouble is, it's hard sometimes right now to feel it. It's hard when we do church through a screen to see or feel the human spirit reaching out to touch us. My challenge for you today is to think about that, loving God, loving your neighbour, and loving yourself. Find a way, a moment, an action, a prayer, some music. Find some time to show your love to God. Just to take that deep breath I'm always talking about and send a heartfelt heartbeat of love that says, I don't always know how to show it right now. I don't always know how to feel it right now, but Father, Jesus, Spirit, I love you. And I know you're still here. Then think about a neighbour, someone close, a literal neighbour, or someone that needs, again, I've talked about it in all the lockdowns, but again, needs to have someone reach out to them. Ask God who you could send a card to, reach out to, do the shopping for, perform an act of kindness for, just turn up on the doorstep and serenade, as we've had. One of our members of our congregation, a couple, have been every now and then just turned up with a guitar and sung a hymn to us. Maybe you could try it. Or some flowers, or a simple phone call, a conversation. But do it from the heart. And then there's that last part, love yourself. If anyone argues, tell them the pastor said so, but I give you each permission to take some me time today. Negotiate it with your family members, your children, even a lunch break at work. Take some me time to put aside the guilt, the stress, the would have, should haves, must have, might haves, and just love yourself. A bubble bath, buy yourself some flowers, chocolates, any excuse for chocolates. But think about what it really means. And think about how creative you can be to show the love of God to anybody. Today, tomorrow. Let God prompt you. Love God. Love your neighbour. Love yourself. See you tomorrow. Bye.